Where's the fun in waiting? Play sit and go tournaments 24/7 only on Ace 2-3.
This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
With its own implementation, which NICSI has supported NIC in many of their implementations, we could reach to last mile where our workers, Narega workers, are getting their dues directly in their account. In PM Kisan Yojana, we are able to provide the assistance indirectly in their account. And DBT scheme per se has transformed the money transaction up to last mile. That has reduced, I think I should not say, but it has reduced considerably the persons who were there, middlemen have been reduced, and that has resulted into faith in government. And now there are various options available at in the villages where one can submit their application forms over net, and they can thus use their energy in more promising and meaningful activities rather than traveling to nearest town to gather the form and then filling that form like that. So those things have certainly come as a big rescue to my countrymen who are living in far off locations.
As India celebrates 75 years of its independence, we can all look back with pride at the growth and contribution of the Indian IT sector. For those of you who may not know, the industry was born somewhere just before the 1970s. It took us 45 years from there to grow and cross the $100 billion mark somewhere in 2013-14. But what is heartening and interesting is that the next $100 billion have come in just about 7 years. Yes, today we are at $150 billion in exports. The domestic market itself has grown to a significant $45 billion. The industry contributes over 52% of India's services exports. Its size is equal to over 7% of the India's GDP. We have customers in over 100 countries. All the global MNCs most of them have their development centers in India. So this is the base that we are now looking at. We employ roughly about 4.5 million people. Given all of this, there is huge potential. We believe that the next $100 billion of growth could come in less than 4 years. In fact, we should be looking at crossing $350 billion, and why not more? In fact, we are limited by our own ambition, and we should be thinking in terms of how soon we can cross the $500 billion mark. And in all of that, what it means is that whether it's contributing to India's growth in agriculture, financial inclusion, fintech, e-governance, or a lot of infrastructure project, smart cities, which are all going to be based and relying on technology, there is the contribution of the Indian IT industry. Of course, our global footprint is going to grow and continue to expand. In terms of talent, we are going to be a huge net hirer, and that is something also is going to be fueled by another trend which is happening, which is really the hybrid work model, which means that it will be easier and great opportunity for the industry to grow beyond the tier 1 cities into tier 2 and tier 3. So overall, there is a huge opportunity for the industry. One of the areas that I would like to call out where probably not enough has been done and we need to do more is the entire software product industry. We crossed just about $9 billion recently. So that's something that offers a huge scope for growth for the industry. In terms of startups, there has been a tremendous growth in the tech startup space, and we are now close to 15,000, and that's a huge opportunity. We are already seeing a lot of unicorns coming out over the recent years. So from a point of view of creating entrepreneurship, global services and products, there's a huge opportunity for the Indian industry, and this should bode well as India takes giant steps over the next 5 to 9 years.
Whenever somebody in the Western world talks about India, the first image that comes in their head is a call center or business process outsourcing, and things like that. So why did we become an important part of this IT revolution? And what I felt is our parents are to be blamed for that, in a way, right? So हमारे माता पिता, our parents, all of them wanted the new generation, to go to school, to go to colleges, and there was only one aim or ध्येय कि डॉक्टर बनो, इंजीनियर बनो, अंग्रेजी अच्छी तरह से सीखो. And that's kind of what led to, we have such a large population of engineers. First of all, because there is such a high demand, there are so many schools, colleges which are supporting all this type of education, and we produced engineers or professionals who are really good in science, math, and on top of that, they speak fluent English. And this led to, when the opportunity was right, India played its big role in the IT sector, because the expertise that our graduates had, which were mainly in math, science, and English, that was the perfect combination to get into software development. And we were able to train all these engineers to do the software, and you really didn't need much investment in getting the designers to do or getting the engineers to do the software development.
With its very humble beginnings in the 70s and 80s, the industry has come a long way, where now we see very innovative works happening in terms of not just services, but also product development. The industry is one of the early adopters of cutting-edge technologies such as blockchain and artificial intelligence. The industry is also helping us in solving mass local problems. Now, these are problems which affect each and every person in the country, and there have been some very highly industry-government partnerships in the form of programs such as Aadhaar, UPI, and CoWIN. Moving forward, we will foresee more startup culture coming up in the industry. Now, this is already supported by the Government of India Startup India program, NASSCOM Startup 10,000, and then by various incubators which are at different IITs and IIMs. We're also seeing a lot of private participation in the form of accelerators such as 100x VC, Kindle, and Hurdle. We also observe that the number of unicorns that is increasing in the industry, which is a testament of the skill set in the industry and also the ever increasing investor confidence.